unknown scary creature in Portsmouth. Whatever it was so big and so scary, a Fall River couple thought they were going to die.
I turned around, I heard a hissing. I looked beside me, and all I seen was a face come up with these big teeth. That's how I knew it was scary.
It's an alien-like creature. It went viral on social media, so we sent our Homa Bash to find out more about it. Homa, what the heck is this thing?
This very strange-looking creature.
I've stumbled across something weird. Look at it. How weird is that?
An old farmer was raising his crops by the riverside. He felt something inside the water and went closer to check what was going on inside. The calm water was bubbling as a giant creature was stirring it, changing its position in just a few seconds. He began to call other villagers loudly. Soon, half the village was there, pointing and whispering. Everyone tried to guess what was hiding in the muddy water. A monster? A giant fish? Nobody knew. Then out of nowhere, two huge bunches of bushes popped up from the river. After seeing them, they forgot what was going on inside the water. The villagers carefully pulled them and planted them near the river, but the creature inside it remained a mystery. Massive salamander. In 2019, a nature lover was exploring a river in central China to take pictures of colorful fish, but he found something much more exciting. As he looked into the clear water, he saw a strange creature on the river bottom. It had a flat mouth and was covered in brown spots. Suddenly, the creature poked its head out of the water, as if saying, "Hello!" Amazed by it, he asked a local fisherman standing nearby. According to him, it was, "That's a giant Chinese salamander," the man said excitedly. "It's one of the rarest animals on Earth." He quickly took a video of it and shared it online, which spread like wildfire. People all over the world were amazed to see this rare, ancient-looking creature in its natural home. Large anaconda. Some villagers near the Amazon rainforest were enjoying a sunny day. Suddenly, they saw a giant anaconda flowing in the water. But what drew their attention was its belly. It was huge and round, like it had just eaten a big meal and was searching for a place to do some rest, where no one would disturb it. The anaconda didn't give a single reaction, as it was too full and lazy to bother with the humans. The villagers knew they had to be careful. They quietly moved away from there, giving it space. Soon the anaconda slowly swam away and disappeared into the water. Mysterious creature.
Very long ears, very sharp teeth.
In June 2013, a man was about to go surfing when he spotted something odd on the shore. He called his friend, who rushed over with a phone to film it. It was a gray, hairless creature with a long, pointy skull, big ears, and sharp teeth. Its hands looked a bit human and a bit rat-like. The creature had a long tail and weird claws on its feet. At first, they thought it might be a brush-tail possum, but it seemed different. The guys called experts to check it out. Even the quarantine officers weren't sure what it was. Some thought it might be an African rat that somehow got to Australia. They took that creature with them to investigate it further.
Check out the hands, very, very human-like, and also very rat-like.
Kanduri. Ever heard of a fish that could swim up your private parts? The Amazon River is hiding such a creature. A boy went inside the river for swimming and suddenly felt a sharp pain, like someone pinched him in the water. Something had swam up inside his dress. He panicked and rushed out of the water crying for help. His parents quickly took him to a local doctor, who made a shocking discovery. A small eel-like fish had somehow gotten inside Jimmy's body. The doctor explained it was a kanduru, also known as the vampire fish. Luckily, the doctor was able to remove the fish, and Jimmy recovered. His scary experience taught everyone an important lesson about the Amazon's hidden dangers. crawling vampire.
Oh my God.
A local was hanging out at the North Carolina Zoo in Asheboro when he saw a strange creature creepily crawling on the ground. Its facial features were not visible. It had 4 short legs that were bent in a weird style. He thought it was a bat who had forgotten how to fly and started crawling. He called the zoo guide and asked what this actually was. He said it was a vampire bat that was on the ground crawling to sneak up on its prey. Just upon listening to their conversation, the bat flew away, showing the local he could fly as well. Bush eater. Someone was cutting grass in his yard when he saw something super strange. It wasn't a flower or a bug. It was way weirder. That thing had lots of jiggly arms with fuzzy bits on them. In the middle was a big hole, like a mouth. It was eating stuff around it. He posted its video online and viewers threw crazy ideas. Some thought it came from space. Others said it was made in a lab. But guess what? The biologist revealed it was an animal that lives in the sea, called a sea cucumber. The person who found it wondered if this hungry sea animal could help clean up his yard with its special movements. Groot.
See that thing right there? It's creeping me out.
Imagine making a scary movie for fun, and then the scary part becomes real. That's what happened to James Jones and his friends. They were creating their horror movie in the woods. They set up a magic fake circle on the ground to practice their scenes, and then went home for the day. But when they came back, a strange tall figure was standing right in the middle of their pretend magic circle. It looked like Groot from Guardians of the Galaxy, but much creepier. They just ended their movie shoot and never went back to the location. Skinwalker in woods. Camping in a forest at night is not always a good idea. It was in 2006 that 2 men were enjoying a late-night walk near their campsite in a quiet Catalonian forest. Suddenly, they felt that they weren't alone. They turned on their flashlights and spotted a creepy figure sitting behind bushes with its head bent down. But when the light hit it, the creature lifted its head and revealed its glowing eyes in anger. At this time, they got to know it was a skinwalker. The men didn't stick around to find out more. They ran as fast as they could back to their camp. They woke up their families and stayed close together for the rest of the night. Alone in forest. An explorer went deep into the Brazilian Amazon forest to capture rare footage of hidden tribes. He saw a man all alone, possibly the last of his people, as no other person was seen there. His body was covered in leaves and was busy cutting down a tree. He was so focused on his work that he didn't notice the camera. When the cameraman tried to get closer, the man vanished into the thick jungle in the blink of an eye. Amazed by what he saw, the cameraman told the government about the tribesmen. Officials quickly decided to protect this last survivor of an island. Woods crawler.
Bro, what is that? That's so weird. What is that, bro?
2 photographers went to a forest for drone footage. Their drone was in the air, and while enjoying the beauty of the forest, suddenly one of them pointed at a white humanoid figure moving behind the trees. They flew the drone closer to have a clear view of it. The figure was white and hairless, crawling on its legs, and also with arms like a monkey.
Oh, it's right there. It's behind the bro, it's like making something.
As the drone's battery beeped and warned them it was time to head back, the thick forest was looking scary now. They decided to leave. The mystery of the white figure remained unsolved. Will you be the first one to reveal the secret now?
I think it's gotta figure out how to drive closer to it. It looks like it's building a habitat or something.
Creepy humanoid. A farmer in rural Illinois was checking his corn crops. As he walked between the rows, he spotted something strange on the ground. There, lying in the dirt, was a small, wet creature. It had a hairy body, huge eyes, and its mouth was wide open. The farmer couldn't believe his eyes. It looked just like one of those gremlins from the movies. He quickly called the local wildlife experts, and they took the creature back to their lab to study it. They were excited to figure out what this weird animal could be. The farmer's discovery might even be a new species. Loch Ness. A boat captain was out on the water when he saw something strange. He quickly started filming a long-necked marine reptile. As he looked closer, he noticed it was the Loch Ness Monster, found only in Scotland. But here's the funny thing, this wasn't in Scotland at all. It was in a completely different place. He wondered if he came here to meet his relative. Afterward, he continued his journey with a strange memory to remember. Strange river dweller. A tourist was enjoying a boat ride in the river when he saw something odd passing near his boat. At first, he thought it was just a log, but as soon as the boat got closer, it disappeared with a splash of water. He was sure it was a water-dwelling creature, but wasn't aware of its original identity. The boat rider told him that several sightings of similar creatures were seen by him and other tourists, and every time before they tried to capture it, went under the water. What do you think what it was? Stuck creature. A man was sitting by a river enjoying a quiet day when he heard a big splash. He got up to see what made the noise. He walked closer to the river and saw something big in the water. It was an animal with big horns that were stuck in a tree. Its body was still in the water as the horns kept it from floating away. After a closer look, he realized the creature was lifeless, unmoving, and making no effort to escape. Soon after, he called the nearby locals to help him in getting the body out of the river. What happened after that is still not known, but the people believe they probably disposed of the creature to hide the truth from the world. Moving stone. Have you ever seen a rock moving by itself? A student accidentally hit a rock while going on its way. It was not just a normal stone, as it was sliding across the ground all on its own. Apart from rolling, it seemed to have tiny legs. 4 little bumps stuck out from under it, making it look like some kind of strange creature. Well, there he realized it was an extraordinary discovery. He wrapped his hands in a plastic bag and carefully put it inside his bag. On that day, he skipped his college and went to a museum and handed it over to entomologists for further investigation. Giant centipede. A biologist was collecting plant samples in the Amazon rainforest, and suddenly he felt something land on his arm. Looking down, he froze in shock. He carefully observed the creature. Its body was long and segmented, with countless legs moving in waves. The centipede's powerful pincers gripped his skin, though luckily, it hadn't injected its venom. He recognized it as the giant centipede, known for its aggressive nature. He slowly took out a jar from his bag and gently guided the centipede inside. Even though it was risky, he was very curious. He decided to take the bug back to his lab to learn more about it. Tiny creature. Sometimes the most amazing discoveries can happen right in your own backyard. A boy was planting new flowers in his garden. He noticed a weird little creature on a leaf. It was super small, with spiky bits all over and pretty patterns on its body, just like a mini monster. But the way it moved was so creepy. He quickly called up his brother to show his rare find, who told him it was a sea mouse that usually lives in water. They carefully placed the sea mouse in a jar, took it to a nearby stream, and released it back into its natural habitat. Strange creature.
Yeah.
Like a thrust and not a hang, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause
something hard and fast.
A group of friends decided to go camping for a fun weekend in the woods. Little did they know, they were about to have the surprise of their lives. As one of them started capturing the memories, suddenly a presence was felt in the woods. It was moving so fast, but luckily they managed to capture a glimpse. It was a tall creature identical to humans. Not sure exactly what that was. Some unknown forest creature? Or a Bigfoot? They all quickly packed up their luggage and moved to another spot. Later, it was revealed by authorities that the place wasn't safe, as many such sightings had been observed earlier too.
Yeah, something hard and fast. What the heck was that? Did you see that?
Deer skull.
We came up on a deer skull. It appears he got stuck.
A group of friends decided to spend their weekend hiking in the local forest. While walking, one of them noticed a pointed head bone sticking out of a tree and lots of scratch marks on the bark. There were some scattered bones on the ground too. They realized they had stumbled upon the remains of an animal that met its end long ago. Carefully, they pulled the bone from the tree. It was a deer skull with impressive antlers. They figured out that the deer's head got stuck while rubbing against the tree and later on attacked by predators. They collected all the remains and gave them to the local museum, where the skull and bones describe the story of survival and nature's harsh realities.
It appears he got stuck rubbing on the tree.
Alien bug. Two girls were enjoying a peaceful walk around their town. While passing by a nearby tree, they spotted some strange, wiggly creatures on its branches. These weren't looking like normal worms. They looked like living ribbons, twisting and stretching in ways that were never seen before. Their movement was so smooth, which made them think that they were alien bugs. They carefully broke off the branch, making sure not to disturb the weird worms. They rushed home with their alien-like discovery and showed it to their family. No one was exactly sure what they were. Have you ever come across them?
It's like some weird alien bug.
Mysterious creature. In 2023, some hikers claimed they spotted one. Could it be true? Let's check. When wildlife experts heard about such sightings, they got curious. They placed a trail camera in the forest at night to see what they could find. The next morning, they saw something fast running past the camera. They played it again slowly and found a mysterious creature running between the bushes. It was looking like a velociraptor, but they were not sure of its true identity. Soon, the news spread on TV and social media. The experts quickly told people living nearby to be careful until they caught that mysterious velociraptor. Pixies encounter. Two men were enjoying a camping trip in the forest when a strange encounter happened. One of them, inside the tent peeking out from a hole, spotted a pixie. The little creature seemed to be playing hide and seek, looking for its friends. Shocked and speechless, the camper called his partner over. They couldn't believe their eyes. As they watched, another pixie appeared. This one held a tiny beating stick and looked around in wonder, as if it had just landed on Earth. They spotted these pixies many times after and recorded their existence on camera. This discovery was appreciated by the wildlife experts and also by the viewers who saw their video. Alien spotted. A group of buddies decided to explore the Amazon forest at night. As they were pushing through the bushes, they saw a weird figure. One friend grabbed his phone and started filming it with shaky hands. There, right in front of them, was a gray alien. It was just walking along like it was on an evening walk, maybe heading home. The alien didn't see the boys, but they were super scared. They forgot all about their adventure and ran away as fast as they could. When they got back, the friends told the police what they saw. The police started looking for the alien. They wondered if it came to Earth to learn our secrets. This crazy night made everyone think about what else might be hiding in the Amazon jungle. strange sounds. While driving through a quiet road, a boy heard some weird sounds coming from the forest. He stopped his car and walked into the forest. He looked around to check who was making those strange noises, but no one was there. The sounds get louder and closer, like invisible creatures were moving around him and scaring him to run from there. He started feeling spooked and decided it was time to get out of there. He ran back to his car as fast as his legs could carry him. He just jumped into the driver's seat and drove his car away. After this, he decided he would never again visit that road. Some things are better left as mysteries. Stone thrower. A group of tourists were hiking through a forest. While they were on their way, someone stopped them. But one thing was for sure, it was not friendly. The creature started throwing stones at the tourists, trying to scare them away. It looked like a mixture of both human and beast was guarding the forest. They hurried back to tell the forest authorities. But when the authorities went to check it out, the creature was gone without a trace. Well, it was a skinwalker for me, for sure. Alien or humanoid? A wildlife photographer went inside the forest to capture some animals. As he walked quietly through the trees, he saw a glimpse of a strange humanoid figure. He pushed aside some leaves and saw a creature that looked similar to an alien from movies. The little being had a big head and huge eyes. It was not making any movement, as if it didn't care about the guy's presence. But the guy got scared and slowly stepped back. What would you do if you had come face to face with it? Titan boa. In a lush rainforest, a drone flyer was capturing stunning aerial views of a peaceful river. As he guided his drone over the water, something unexpected appeared on the screen. He saw a massive snake-like creature beneath the surface. The creature's long, sleek body moved through the murky depths with surprising grace. He shared that footage online that sparked a heated debate. Some claimed it was a legendary river monster, while others suggested it might be the prehistoric Titan boa. Now, whenever anyone goes near that river, they look extra carefully at the water. Who knows? Maybe the giant snake is still there, waiting to surprise someone else. Slithering snake. A boy was out on his daily jog near a forest area, looking at trees and enjoying the fresh air. But suddenly, he stopped as he heard some whispers coming out from behind the trees. As he looked closer, a huge snake was coming out of the bushes. Its scaly skin sparkled in the sun. The giant snake was heading towards a big hole in the ground. Maybe that was its home. Surely, it was a special kind of python, one of the biggest ever found. Have you ever come across them? Bizarre worm. In Texas, a traveler spotted a bizarre sight near a pond. A pale, long, worm-like creature was wriggling on the water's surface, almost see-through and moving weirdly. He touched it with a stick. To his shock, the creature dissolved and vanished instantly, as if it was never there. People on the internet went wild with guesses, many thinking it was an alien creature in the making. Its strange appearance and the way it disappeared made people think it wasn't from Earth. The mystery has everyone talking, and scientists are now investigating to find the truth behind this strange and puzzling event. Devil katydid. In the wild world of bugs, some creatures use clever tricks to stay alive. In a Japanese garden, a gardener found an army of super small trichogramma wasps. These tiny warriors protect plants by laying eggs inside pest eggs. His grandfather explained how farmers use these wasps to guard crops without chemicals. Meanwhile, in Australia's dry outback, a wildlife expert heard what he thought was a cicada's love song, but he found a sneaky katydid instead. This long-horned grasshopper was imitating a female cicada to lure males for dinner. These insects show us how nature's smallest creatures use big brains to survive and thrive in tough places. Zombie fungus. The jungle's creepy secret. Deep in Brazil's steamy jungle, a wildlife photographer was on the hunt for colorful birds. But what he found gave him the shivers. He spotted some ants acting super weird. It was climbing plants like little zombies. Curious, he zoomed in with his camera. That's when he saw a creepy fungus growing out of the ants' heads. This fungus was the real-life monster taking over the ants' bodies and minds. It forced the poor bugs to climb high before killing them. Well, he couldn't believe his eyes and wasn't in a state to discover one of nature's spookiest secrets, the zombie ant fungus. Spider silk hinge. Deep in the Amazon rainforest, a researcher and his team were searching for a spider silk hinge that had puzzled experts for years. After exploring an island and finding nothing, their luck changed a month later in a nearby forest. They came across not one, but 3 silk hinges on leaves. Due to their small size, they brought it to their lab and saw it clearly in a microscope. They saw a delicate tower with a white ball on top, surrounded by a circular fence-like barrier. Inside the ball were a few spider eggs as well. It was surprising for them, since most spiders lay hundreds of eggs at a time. The researchers documented their findings and shared its first ever 4K footage online. Peanut bug. A group of hikers were through a dense tropical forest when one of them spotted something unusual on the tree trunk. Immediately, he called up his fellow hikers. As the group gathered around, they saw a small insect that looked just like a peanut. Its head was shaped like a shell, and its body was brown and textured. Their guide explained it was a peanut bug, also called an alligator bug, which is harmless to humans. It doesn't bite or sting. However, she warned the group not to disturb those rare bugs. The hikers took some photos and watched the bug for a while before continuing their trek. Amazonian manatee. A couple went on their boat for fishing in the Amazon River. Suddenly, the boy saw something strange in the water. A big gray animal popped its head out of the water. It had a round nose with whiskers. The girl recognized it immediately and said it was a manatee. It swam by their boat slowly. It had a large body and used its arms like paddles to move. Just after another manatee showed up. It seemed as if 2 manatees talked to each other by making soft noises and swam away. Their simple fishing trip had turned into something really special. White blob. Something weird happened to guys walking in the forest. They stumbled upon big, dusty blobs on the ground. Curious, they poked at one with their tools. Inside, they found something even stranger. Perfect white eggs. They seemed as excited, like they were hunting for these odd blobs. When they shared their find online, everyone was confused. Nobody could figure out what these dusty blobs could be. Some thought they might be from a rare animal. Others wondered if they were some kind of plant. What are your thoughts on this? Monkey with a mustache. A girl's hike through the Amazon rainforest took an unexpected turn when she spotted an unusual appearance of a well-known animal. She came across a tiny monkey, but the strange part was it had a big white mustache. She wondered if no one had taken care of it. That's why its mustaches got so long. But a local passing by cleared it was a special kind of monkey named the Emperor Tamarin. Suddenly, it leaped gracefully from branch to branch, like a miniature circus performer, and disappeared. Tapir. Ever wondered about a creature that looks like a mix of a rhino and a horse? An explorer went inside the forest and saw something peeking through the leaves. Well, meet the tapir, the Amazon's unsung hero. Weighing between 330 and 660 pounds, the tapir was gracefully moving through the forest. With its long snout, this gentle giant acted as a natural gardener. But there's more to this fascinating creature. Tapirs are excellent swimmers. Thanks to their robust bodies and limbs, they glide through the waterways with ease. It was an incredible sight to witness. Strange creature. Bigfoots are a truth, and they'll remain one regardless of people denying to accept them. And here is footage that proves my point. Two friends walking in the woods near Salt Fork, Ohio, spotted a big dark creature behind the boughs. It was similar to a human, but way too hairy and tall to be normal. The strange thing moved very slowly, trying not to be seen. Well, it was Bigfoot. They informed the police, who closed the area immediately. Will they find that Bigfoot, or will it remain a mystery? Only time will tell. Goat Man. An adventurous guy went on exploring some old caves with a drone. Just when his drone was flying, he saw a spooky old cave, where a mysterious creature was spying from behind a rocky wall. It had a humanoid figure, but also horns similar to goats. The strange being seemed curious about the drone. The cave was super dark, so it was hard to see all the details. However, one thing was clear, that it was a goat man, a mythical creature which is believed to have half the body of a goat and half of a human. While the footage clearly proves they exist, skeptics believe otherwise. So what's your stance on this? Let me know in the comments below. Wrong prey.
Essa cobra é a cobra que se fala.
A boy was resting under a tree when he saw a big snake trying to eat a porcupine. But things didn't go as the snake planned. As soon as the python attacked, the porcupine's sharp quills stuck into its body. The snake quickly learned that this wasn't an easy meal. The boy wanted to help, but knew it was too dangerous to get close. So he called some animal experts. They came quickly and carefully took out all the quills from the snake's body. Then they gently picked up the python and took it to a safe place in the forest. Two divers went swimming in the Amazon River to record cool water animals, but what they found was super strange. A big turtle. This turtle didn't look like other turtles at all. It had no teeth and its mouth was shaped like a mailbox. The divers watched quietly as the turtle showed them its clever hunting trick. Its body looked like a pile of leaves. It stayed very still, and fish swam right up to it. Then quickly the turtle opened its mouth and sucked the water like a vacuum, slurping up a bunch of small, pretty fish. When it noticed the scuba divers, it tried to swim away, but divers were able to hold it back for a picture. Just when they came back and showed the footage to their mates, one of them told them it was a mata-mata. The divers realized they had just shared a frame with one of the sneakiest hunters in the whole Amazon.